Good afternoon and welcome to RCR Presents Real Discussions. I'm your host for today, Michelle Dawes Bird, and this is a special edition, special pop-up edition today because I'm going to have a conversation with Victory Boyd. Hi, Victory.
Hello, how are you? I'm well.
Welcome. We're so glad that you're here and you're here. I have so many things I want to ask you because I find that you're a phenomenal artist. So thank you for taking time to be with us here today. I know we have some new listeners, so I just want to give a few housekeeping notes if I can. Real Chicks Rock is all about the empowerment of women, and we do it through various different ways. We do it through community service, we do it through the arts, and we do it through public speaking and mentoring. The arts platform is this. It's one component of this, and I'm super excited to always have the opportunity to have guests like yourself and come and we have conversations and discussions. So for that, we say thank you and welcome. Victory, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You are born and raised in Detroit, were you?
Yes, I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan.
Really? So what was your childhood like as a kid in Detroit?
Well, a lot of music, a lot of siblings. I remember just being a young child, growing up, and every year or two I had a new sibling.
Really?
There are 9 kids in our family, and I have 5 younger siblings. So
you're in the middle.
Kind of.
Wow.
Yeah, and babies and music. And we were homeschooled for most of my childhood. So a lot of lessons, you will get a lesson at 11 o'clock at night. There's no
with no window.
Yeah, there's
no. So it's learning all the time.
Learning all the time.
So what kind of music was played when you were a child? Do you remember what was your favorite sound to hear?
Oh, we just loved the jazz that my dad played. As well as the gospel. The early 2000s gospel scene, like Fred Hammond, Mary, Kirk Franklin, we were all about that. We big fans of all of them.
So the jazz, what was it? Was it classic or more contemporary? John Coltrane?
I think we listened to everybody. Like, my dad would always have the radio on V98.7 smooth jazz, and we that's something that's going to always be ingrained into my memory. Yeah.
Wow. And, so growing up, it's 9 kids, right? Big house, big household with family, kids, music, sound. When did you realize you were drawn to music and wanted to kind of play an instrument or get more intimate with it?
Well, I realized, I think when I was born, really? because that was the culture of our family and the culture of our household, and I felt like as a baby, I felt like I'm big too. Yeah, and the way that I felt like you gained your stripes was if you could stand up and sing, if you could get up there on stage and perform, and I wanted to do that too from a very, very young age. And then I was given the opportunity to join my parents' choir that they founded called the Boys and Girls Choirs of Detroit. And I joined that at 4 years old. And but the desire to perform music and to sing and be an artist, that was something I've had
since birth.
I can't remember not having it.
Since birth. So how was the choir? Did you guys get to travel a little bit? Or just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we traveled all over the state of Michigan, as well as, we went on field trips to different places like New York, and so it was an awesome experience. Also, my father would bring the Boys Choir of Harlem to Detroit. Yeah, he did that a couple of times and presented them in 3
times. Thank you. 3 times. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, so it was. Yeah, we were traveling, but also bringing talent to the city of Detroit. Yeah.
So school was public school? No, you were homeschooled, right?
Yeah.
So you were homeschooled. So you were always hearing music at home, doing the choir. What was your Were you soprano, alto?
I was a first soprano.
Really?
Yeah.
Choir. Any solos when you were young?
Yeah. Maybe not when I first joined. Not at 4 years old. But I had to grow into solos. But yeah, I did have solos throughout the time.
Fantastic. Yeah. All right. So now we're in Detroit. We're in the choir. We're loving music. What was the first instrument you decided to learn?
Guitar.
Guitar.
Yeah.
First love. Do you play any other instruments?
I do. I can play the piano and I can play the accordion. Actually, yeah, on my album, I'm playing the accordion on a couple of the songs.
On the broken instrument?
Yeah, the broken instrument.
Instrument. All right, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. So now you're a musician, you're playing your guitar, you're singing. When did the songwriting come in? Did it come in at an early age for you as well?
I wrote my first song when I was, how old was I? I was 16. Yeah, it was like several months after I had started playing the guitar. Mm-hmm. And the first song I wrote, it started off as a prayer. And I realized that, man, that rhymes. And also, I have a lot of things I'm thinking about in this regard. The prayer that I was praying, I was like, Jesus, please hear me when I cry. Don't leave me here to die. That song, that prayer turned into the chorus of the first song that I wrote. And not that I felt like I was dying, but at the time my life was just really, really
16
chaotic.
Yeah, 16 can be tough.
Yeah, it was. So everything felt really chaotic at the time, and I remember just I had tried writing songs previously, but this just came naturally, and like the lyrics were just flowing, and then it took me like a week, and then I had my first song ever. Yeah.
At 16.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think that pattern kind of repeated itself, where I maybe was having a difficult time trying to figure things out in life, and then was inspired in that moment to write a song and discovering hope in these different situations. And so many of my songs follow that same pattern of maybe it has a sad element, but it also has a hopeful.
It does have hope. It does have hope. We're going to talk more about that too. So you're writing your first song at 16. You're playing your instrument, your guitar. You're using music as an outlet to express yourself as things are going on in your life, which is great. So how did we get from Detroit to New York? Was New York our next stop, or did we move to another city from Detroit?
We did move to another city from Detroit. Well, it actually wasn't a city. The population was so small that it was literally like everything was divided by counties. Mm-hmm. We moved to Tuscola County, which is in the thumb of Michigan.
Really?
It's 2 hours north of Detroit. Okay. Michigan is shaped like a mitten. And so we were in the thumb, and it's a rural area, cows, farms. We lived there for about 2 years. And we moved there because my parents were interested in opening a music camp. We usually had music camp every summer in Detroit. We had to rent out different locations like churches and community centers. But they found a permanent location in the thumb of Michigan. So it's 2 hours north. And so, we acquired that property and moved there, and and then my father founded a statewide children's choir called the Michigan Fine Arts Youth Choir. So it expanded from the Boys and Girls Choirs of Detroit to a statewide choir called the Michigan Fine Arts Youth Choir. And then in the summertime, we'd have music camp on this big property, just 5 acres of land, and campgrounds, all sorts of stuff. So, yeah.
And that went on for about 2 years?
2 years. And we actually moved to New York. Well, we were always raising funds to support the camp because it was a big operation. And we would go all around the state of Michigan performing, as well as raising money at different music festivals. And we didn't move to New York. My father was like, one winter when the economy was really, really bad in Michigan, my father was like, we're going to go to New York and raise money for the camp in New York City. Okay. And we didn't really know much about the city. We just knew, there's a constitutional right for freedom of speech, and you can go on a street corner and sing because this is America. And so we did that. We went up to Harlem and sang in front of the Apollo. It was, wow. And the next day after that, we went to Fifth Avenue, and and sang there, and we sang in Times Square. Yeah. We sang, and we raised so much money for the camp that way. Yeah. And so we would go back and forth to Michigan from New York regularly. Yeah. Raising funds, yeah, and it helped tremendously. Wow. Yeah. Eventually, though, we ended up just completely migrating to New York. Yeah, that was maybe after a year or two of just
going back and forth.
Yeah.
Now, how old are you at that particular time?
12. I was 12.
You were 12 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, and so you weren't afraid of the experiences that New York was going to offer,
Oh, no. First off, New York is a dream to someone coming from...
Say it again. I'm from New York. Say it again. New York's a dream.
It is, yes. New York is you have to understand. Okay, we're from Detroit, but the place where we came from immediately before moving to New York was Tuscola County in Michigan, Silverwood, Michigan. Very, very, very small population. Going from a very small area like that directly to New York City, and as like kids and young people, like we were excited. We wanted to do whatever we had to do just to be in New York and be like the lights and the
energy, the people, the vibe, the creative.
We would go back to our neighbors and all the counterparts, and just brag. Yeah, we were just hanging. We were in New York, like just for like 2 weeks, and we're going back next month. And
and you hit all the key spots.
Square,
Fifth Avenue, little subway action.
Yeah, we didn't do the subways at first. Okay. We didn't. That was a bit too much, too fast. Yeah. Eventually, but yeah. It was, like we would just we were just singing on Broadway,
Oh my gosh. So you had the bug and the love for New York at a young age.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think most people do. You have to understand how many tour groups go on. They have to save a lot of money just to go on a field trip to New York. And like, we were there like 2 times a month. Yeah.
That's awesome. So when did you guys decide to actually move to New York?
I don't remember exactly when I don't remember exactly when or the turning point, but because we would spend so much time in New York, it was almost like we lived here. Eventually. And then once we just ended up staying here for so long, it was like 2 months on like during the summertime. So it was almost basically like we lived here. So, and then school started back and we were homeschooled anyway. So it was easy to,
you're homeschooled.
Yeah.
So then once you guys started to really spend more and more time in New York, you were still doing the spots where you're playing your music, Fifth Avenue, Times Square. Was it really just for the camp at that point? Or
well, eventually we stopped doing Times Square and Fifth Avenue, and because we discovered this amazing spot in Central Park, this amazing space with amazing acoustics and amazing art, and it carried our voices very far. And so we would perform here in Central Park, and that was, once we discovered that space, we were regular performers there. Yeah.
You and all your brothers and sisters?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
And so how long did we do that, like singing in Central Park in that space?
Well, our family is known. We're almost like a tourist attraction because we performed there for so many years. It will be 11 years.
Really?
To date.
Wow.
And
that's a career.
Yeah. I mean, I was 12. I'm 20, turning 24. So,
wow.
So
11 years.
Yeah.
And so now you're doing this with your family, and so, you know, I got the impression or the sensation that there were moments and times that you were doing it by yourself. Is that not a fair statement?
Yeah. Eventually, as I became really good, or no, I was becoming better at playing the guitar. I would just, whenever we had a break from singing together, I would just, you know, we're taking a break. Let me, you know, sing some songs, and, you know, so I would sing by myself, and eventually I started getting much better at singing as a soloist, the combination between playing the guitar and singing. And, so I would just venture out from there and do, whenever I had free time, just maybe hit the train stations in Brooklyn. Those are great.
Yes.
Or hit the, you know, I had my favorite spots where people kind of knew me, and it's just, they always showed me love and appreciated, you know, my art.
So as you're playing individually, were you playing some of the songs you wrote as well as some other cover tunes?
Yeah.
Some other artists, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So the vibe was starting to grow. I want to talk a little bit about the sensation about you singing Overjoyed. Right?
Yeah.
So where did that happen for you? Was that in Brooklyn when you were singing?
That was in Times Square. In a studio. We were in the hallway of a studio, really? Of a building. But yeah.
And you sung Overjoyed. Mm-hmm. And you posted it? Someone posted it?
Yep. This it was Dr. Boyce Watkins. If you're familiar with him. He has quite a large following, but when he posted it, people picked it up right away.
And how many views did you get on that?
It's well over 3 million on Facebook.
3 million views singing Overjoyed. Mm-hmm. Have you heard from Stevie Wonder?
I wish. I wish.
It's happening. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
I'm sure of it.
So this takes off, like social media takes off. The 3 million hits, like, so are people starting to come at you like, Victory, is it like, did it broaden your audience?
Oh, definitely. I was not used to people knowing me. Right. I mean, people know me in the context of my family, exactly. And they also know me as, oh, that's the girl that's down there singing, you know, in the park or whatever. But this was like a whole new, wow, I'm getting messages from people in California or Texas or North Carolina or, you know, Iowa or like, like, from everywhere. Yeah, I that was the first time that anything of that magnitude happened to me. And I, you know, it was a shock. It was almost scary in the sense, like, all these people feel like they know me. And I'm like, I don't want to do anything that would, you know, make them disappointed in me. Like, I felt like
you can let
there was a burden.
Yeah.
I'm over it now, but at the time.
But you know, there's such a connection with your music. The way that you write, the way that you perform your songs, the ones that you write, as well as the ones that you cover other artists. I've heard you sing different people's songs, and it's just the way that you connect with the music and then with the audience, why people feel like they know you. It just feels like it's a very safe, loving, nurturing, if you will, environment. Yes, it may be some sadness, but then there's always like these beacons of hope in the songs that you write and you perform. And so it just makes people feel good. I think that's the thing about you, that people are so drawn to your sound and just the way you carry yourself as an artist.
Thank you.
You just make people feel good. And with the things that are going on, you know, in our country and in the world, people need hope.
Right.
You know, and especially when we see people that have a similar melanin like ourselves,
Yeah.
it's beautiful to realize that one, you're creative, two, you're artistic, three, you carry yourself well, and then you sing about things that we can't typically hear on the radio, which is unfortunate because yeah, that's a whole lot of music and it's great and it's sound and it allows people to party, but then there's also there's a consciousness that as musicians and just people of color, we've always been able to raise some level of love, consciousness, hope in our music. You know, from Marvin Gaye, like right up to current people. So I think like not to add any kind of pressure to you, but I think that you're continuing on a lane that we need to see and feel and venture. I think every time you pick up a guitar, you give somebody hope to be a musician because we don't typically see enough of that. You know, everything is very synchronized. It's very a little bit more fast paced. It's a little bit more different. But the fact that you're curating your own sound and your own music is what makes you so attractive in a musical way.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely.
that.
So you've been doing a lot of things lately. I want to take a step back as to how we got there. So we got the 3 million views, social media. Now people are feeling like they know you. Now there's like this surgence probably of people probably wanting you to perform in different places outside of the spots in New York, right?
Yeah.
So I want to talk about a little bit of how and who discovered you. So you're doing your thing, right? And so is it that someone took your music to someone and they said,
yeah, I mean, yes.
Tell the story. Yeah. Let me tell.
Well, I was signed a year before the Overjoyed video came out.
Really?
Yeah. Me and my family, we were all signed to Roc Nation by Jay-Z. And I'm a part of me and my brothers and sisters, we have a band called Infinity Song. And so there are 5 of us in this band, and we're all signed to Roc Nation. But Jay-Z requested that my album be the first project that we create together. And how we got that connection was there was a video of me singing Nina Simone's Feeling Good in Central Park. And this gentleman by the name of James Samuel, he sent this video over to Jay-Z. And he's like, bring her in. I want to meet her. And so me and my whole family, we went up to Roc Nation and we had a great exchange with Jay-Z, and he ended up signing us. And yeah, so I was working very, very hard on writing songs and recording songs in the studio many, many days of the week, of the year. And so my album was almost done by the time that Overjoyed video came out. So the album didn't actually come out till a year after the Overjoyed video went viral. So it was good timing because it was starting to, it put me on the map in a sense in a lot of people's minds and consciousness. But the album didn't actually come out till a year later. But yeah, it was,
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
So now, are people flocking to your spot in Central Park and just in hopes of being discovered and just, so how is it?
Well, now? I mean, if you're committed to performing there for 10 years, yeah, you can expect that. You can expect that you will get some amazing opportunities. The main opportunity being developing your craft.
Yes.
I mean, because if you're excellent at what you do, people are gonna come find you. Yeah, and that's what we were doing for all those years, becoming more and more refined as singers, songwriters, musicians.
What's your inspiration, Victory? What inspires you?
I'm inspired by the hope that I find in dark situations. When I feel sad or when I feel troubled, but discover hope in these situations, I'm inspired to write about it. But in order for hope to have the biggest and best impact, you have to describe the situation that it came into, and that, you have to describe the darkness that was there before. So then you'll feel the impact of the hope that, fixed the problem. So I'm always writing about these different situations, whether it's social or spiritual, or, it's all spiritual. But to put a name to this hope, my hope that I find in every single situation is Jesus, simply Jesus. And people are sometimes afraid of, the name, or they have a different religion, and but I think that Jesus shouldn't be subjugated to a specific religion or a denomination or whatever. He should be able to transcend, because the power and the hope that lies within him and his spirit is not only for Christians, it's for every single person. And so I write my music in a way that everyone can receive it and feel the spirit of Jesus. I want everyone, no matter where they're from or who they are, to feel the spirit of hope that is available to everyone in every dark situation, every situation. There's no place that Jesus has not overcome already.
And that was the connection and the hope that I felt when I heard you perform here in Atlanta a couple weeks ago. And it was very moving for me.
Thank you.
And I couldn't describe. It's like, is it the voice? Is it the words? And I think it's the whole thing. It's the spirit.
It's the spirit.
And it's the words in collaboration with how you deliver the song. And so that's why it was so beautiful for me. So I'm gonna take a little break, if I could,
of course,
and ask you if you could play His Eyes on the Sparrow. Maybe just
sure.
Verse. Could you
you
share it with us?
Love to. Okay. Why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? And why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home, when Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is he. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know that he watches over me. I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know he watches over me. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. I know that Jesus watches over you and me. Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I got a little tear. That was beautiful. We would have been remiss if we didn't allow the Spirit to enter in. So thank you for singing that and doing that. It is all of that why people are so excited about you. You have been everywhere these past couple of weeks.
Oh yeah.
You've been just
all year.
All year. I mean,
nonstop.
Really,
yeah.
Nonstop. How was Essence?
I'm still coming down from that. Essence
this past weekend.
Yeah, Sunday. Yeah. So a few days ago, it was amazing. Just being there and to be in the number. You know, there was only like 20 artists.
Really?
25 maybe. You know, it's like Janet Jackson, Mary J. Blige, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott. Okay, Victory. Okay. Yeah. I'm like, I'm in this number. It really was amazing.
Awesome. So where to after Atlanta? Where are you?
I am going back to New York City. We're having my album release party, and it's happening on Monday, Monday the 16th, and that's we're all excited about that. Yeah, it's going to be really great.
Broken Instrument.
Yep, The Broken Instrument. It was released June 15th, and I think it was fitting that the album came out. I mean, the release party is a month after the album came out, because give people a moment to just listen to the songs and get into the lyrics. So as we celebrate, these songs in this album, people will have an understanding of the music. So
awesome. Yeah. Can you sing one of the songs from the Broken Instrument for us?
Sure. All right, this song is called Who I Am. I was born in a world of great divide. We all live together, but we're not all on the same side. When I was a child, I didn't see all the lines. But that was until reality opened up my eyes. I saw people that looked like me, pray for equality, while others believe in supremacy. I saw my people in chains mentally, and others I saw walking free. Every child needs to know who they're born to be. Am I born for greatness? Am I born to be free? And every day when I wake up, I hear bondage coming for me. Lies of society tear me down and take away my liberties. But what can I say? We've been this way for centuries, so I guess this is who I am. It's where I came from. These are my people. This is our struggle. I guess this is who I am. It's where I came from. These are my people. This is our struggle. It's who I am. There are times when I wish I could run away, but I can't run or hide from my reality. I'm grown and I don't own a thing, not a dime to my name or anything to leave for my kids to claim. It's a shame, 'cause I wonder if they'll live better lives than me. Or will they grow up listening to society? Oh, someday my life will come to an end. I don't know how and I don't know when. But one thing I do know is that I'm tired of waiting for a change to come when I still got enough life in me to march towards freedom. I still got enough fight in me to fight for our children. Lift your head, child, there's no need to hide. We're gonna overcome with dignity and pride. Because this is who we are. It's where you came from. These are your people. This is our struggle. I'm telling you, this is who you are, child. It's where you came from. These are your people. This is our struggle. It's who we are. It's where you came from. These are your people. This is our struggle. It's who we are. Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. One thing people didn't realize is that you're so passionate that you were actually playing before we started our conversation today. You were so close to your instrument, and so it goes with what you were saying about being so passionate about what you are and what you believe in, what you want to convey and do.
Yeah.
So that is so awesome. You're here in Atlanta for tomorrow, right? Tomorrow's this big 5K high-tech race tomorrow. Linda Lee Osborne's responsible for that, as many other people at Georgia State Stadium, right? You're going to be performing somewhere around maybe like 9:30 tomorrow morning.
Oh, in the morning.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're going to be performing tomorrow. It's going to be free, so we want to invite everybody to come on out and hear Victory play and perform tomorrow at Georgia State Stadium tomorrow. There's a 5K race first at 8 o'clock, and after that race is over, then Victory will be performing some of her songs from the Broken Instrument. When people see you, for young ladies, what would be one of the things you would tell them for inspiration?
I want to say something that's not cliche. But many times the cliche things, well, if you know what they mean and you actually take them to heart. But like you hear all the time people talking about, you have confidence, what does that mean? I should write a song about that.
Yeah.
But really just carrying ourselves with confidence, because we are, we're queens, we're royalty. Having your identity secure in truth. And if you walk around believing you're not, it's going to really impact how you live your life. But yeah, just discovering that confidence for yourself.
And it never goes away, the discovery. Because as you get older and different experiences come in your life, you just turn and pivot and you learn to adjust.
Right.
And you take on different shades of what confidence is.
Exactly.
And so you never stop. The good thing is that when you can put it in motion, the sooner the better, like you say, the better you'll be at the end.
Exactly.
How can people get your CD, your music? Where are you?
I am everywhere digital at the moment. My music is on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Pandora, Amazon Music. It's everywhere. That music is sold digitally.
Nice.
It is there. All you have to do is type in Victory. Just simply Victory, Victory. And the Broken Instrument will be the first project that comes up when you type Victory in.
Nice. And how can people follow you on social media? Would you like people to follow you on social media?
I would love for you to follow me. Simply at Victory Boyd. Boyd is my last name. Victory Boyd. On Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere.
Is there another song you'd like to share with us before we go?
I'll do Open Your Eyes. Okay. At least just part of it.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the single from my album. I wanna fly beyond the sky, higher than where the airplanes glide. I wanna sail the 7 seas and maybe visit all of the countries. I want you to come along. Life is better when we're not alone. And we might make a very good team, and then we could reach our every dream. But you always got something sad to talk about, always walking with a heart full of doubt. You don't seem to see all of the possibilities. And I want to make you happy, I want you to be free, but there seems to always be forces of gravity weighing you down. And I want you to fly with me. So darling, won't you open your eyes? How can you be so blind to the beauty of life? It's everywhere, so won't you dare open your eyes? How can you be so blind to the beauty of life? It's everywhere, so won't you dare to open your eyes?
Nice. That's my favorite.
Oh, good. Awesome.
That's my favorite. Do you find that people make comparisons of you from previous artists?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's, you know.
It's flattering. Yeah, it's flattering.
Sometimes.
Well, your sound is distinctive. I mean,
Thank you.
It's really, really good. It's really good. So again, everybody follow Victory. She's everywhere on all the digital platforms. Just Victory, Victory. Follow her. She's going to be performing tomorrow for free. Come on out at Georgia State Stadium. It's a 5K race, and then after the race, it's all about technology. So it'll be Victory performing as well as some other independent artists. So we encourage you to come on out. It's family friendly. Come and join us. We're going to be there until 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So it's going to be filled with a lot of music, technology, and just a lot of fun. So come on through. So that's my time with you today, Victory.
Awesome.
Thank you so
my
much
pleasure.
for coming through. For you guys, you know who I am, Real Chicks Rock. I am everywhere. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. Check out my website at realchicksrock.com. So thank you guys so much for your time for our special edition. Until next time, you guys continue to take care and rock on.